Okay, hi guys. Thanks for watching today. Welcome back to our 2020 speaker series. Today we have Christie Proud, and she's going to talk about being a fashion stylist. She's going to tell a little bit about her education, career background, and her path. And then at the end, of course, as always, we have time for questions. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and respond to the questions in our Google Classroom, okay? So go ahead, Christy, tell us.
Okay. I was kind of lucky in that when I was really young, I knew that I wanted to do fashion. I think I was 14 when I was rummaging through my parents' basement and I found some cool antique retro wallpaper, and I was immediately inspired by that. And I was like, oh, I wish I could put this on a skirt. So I tried that. It didn't stretch. I put it over a knit skirt and I still put it on and I wore it that day. But yeah, I was like very young and experimental with that sort of stuff. Like I remember I found a straw hat and I put like random artificial flowers on it, and I looked like a crazy person, but that was just me exploring my creativity, and I still remember it to this day. I was so inspired when I saw those interesting patterns in that wallpaper. And then fast forward a year or two, I'm yard selling with my dad and my aunt, which we always did, and I found a really cool pair of bell bottoms, and I was wearing them to school and everyone was making fun of me. They're like, bell bottoms, are those bell bottoms? I'm like, no. And so it turns out a year later everyone was wearing bell bottoms, and I was like, why did I listen to everyone? I cut them into shorts. So I regret that. So that was a lesson that I learned, to always kind of like trust your instinct, not listen to other people and allow other people to influence you. So yeah, my creativity with clothing did start pretty early. So luckily I did know I wanted to go to fashion school when I was graduating high school. And my dad was like, there's no jobs in fashion. And he was very wrong, because there's jobs in everything. So thankfully I didn't listen to him and I still followed my gut. And so I went to the Art Institute of Philadelphia. I had a really good experience there because I connected with teachers that were also connected in the industry. A lot of these teachers in colleges were once in the industry and now they're teaching and they're professors. So I was lucky enough to connect with some that got me an internship at Betsy Johnson in New York. And I really only had to go there twice a week from Philly to New York and take the train, but I loved it so much I did it an extra day. And I was there 3 times a week, and I just adored Betsy Johnson. She's the nicest, sweetest, cutest thing. And so I kind of, was just really sweet to her. And in return, she was really sweet to me. And so I kind of got a lot of extra perks. Like she would let me go pick up the groceries for her parties and drop them off at her house and set up stuff in her apartment. And she was really sweet. And then around that same time, that same teacher who was connected in the industry also got me a freelance job at QVC, which is, so if I'm in Philadelphia, it's about 45 minutes away from me in Pennsylvania. And so I did that job at QVC through my teacher at my school, and then QVC ended up bringing me on as a freelance. And so my path changed because at that time I was going to school for fashion, but then because of working at QVC, and just goes to show how your teachers and other people around you can influence your entire life path, because I went from designing to styling, which is much easier because it's really fun to go out and shop. And when you work on the projects, you don't have to do collections, show them, sell them. But I mean, that's beautiful as well in a different kind of way. And I also did that, and I loved that because I was very connected to a community when I did that. just from going to the stores, selling to stores, and being a maker. That was really interesting in a whole different way. So yeah, when I did that, I literally just sketched up my designs. I made them myself. I walked around New York on boutique doors, and I showed my clothes, and I actually ended up getting into 10 stores. So the lesson there, the hard work pays off, and passion really pays off. But a little bit later in life, I moved from the suburbs to the city. I'm an office manager at a restaurant, and there was a photographer there that was always dining there as a regular. And I was like, pretty much stalked him every time he came into the restaurant. I'm like, hi, I'm Christie. I would love to be a stylist on one of your shoots, please. And then finally one day I was like, okay. So we did a test shoot, which is when a photographer will just test your work to see if you work well with them on set, to bring you on a paid shoot. And it's a really good way to get some creative work and experience for your portfolio. So we did a test shoot, and it came out beautifully. And so he brought me on, and that was my first time styling for advertisements and marketing. And I've been pretty much doing that ever since. A few times here and there, I kind of dabbled in some different things. My dad opened up a restaurant because I had experience at that restaurant as a manager, really an office manager, but I helped my dad open up his restaurant. So I kind of took breaks from the industry here and there, but my true passion is fashion. And so I've been doing that solely for 4 years, and it's so much fun. And basically, it's just about knocking on doors and being persistent, being confident, being yourself, always being kind, because you don't know who. I've definitely come across people that I've known and then would never expect that they would have a job for me. And so I'm like, oh, thank goodness I was nice to that person. So you just never know what opportunities you can get from random people. So it's always a good idea to be kind to everyone. So yeah, that leads me to today. I'm still doing photo shoots. Most of the time I'm doing what I would call kind of boring, but I still love it. And it's a lot of medical, pharmaceutical stuff for like on a commercial, those cheesy pharmaceutical commercials where it's like 2 people in a bathtub on the side of a mountain. Like, that's the stuff I do. But pays the bills, and I do love it. And it's great to meet new people every time I'm on set. And in order to kind of get my like creative fix, a lot of us, like, I'll team up with a photographer and hair and makeup and a model, and we'll do our own test shoot where we're not getting paid, but it's just for creative, and it's really fulfilling and fun. And then the work that you have from it, you can put on your website. It's a lot more interesting than the stuff that pays, but it's a way to showcase your talent, and so it's fun.
Thank you. We have so many questions in the chat. I'll just let you know. So how do you keep track of trends? If you do, how do you keep track of trends?
I think it's really important to keep track of trends. I also think it's really important to be smart about the way that you shop, and instead of doing like the fast fashion and just trying to always keep up with trends with the way that you dress, to be thoughtful, because I think environment should come first. I know it's hard, but yeah, I do. I skim Instagram often to see what the new vibes are, and it's fun because then it's a good way to keep it fresh. But yeah, following trends, important, definitely. Usually online.
And someone asked, because obviously they think I don't know such cool people, but someone asked, how do we know each other?
Kim's my cousin. Really, she's my husband's cousin.
Yes.
But I consider all of them family, considering I've been with my husband for 20 years.
Yes.
So Kim's my cousin.
There he is. Is that Lee?
There's Lee.
Hey!
My brother-in-law.
That's my cousin Lee. So we're doing an interview with my whole class, and we're going to post it to YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Any questions from me?
No. Next time. And what kind of clothes do you pick for your actors?
Okay, so.
And have you traveled for your job too?
Yeah, I travel a lot. Love traveling for work. Love going to LA for work. So yeah, New York and LA, and I'm from Philly. And then sometimes I go to some random places in between because I do a lot of casino stuff. And the casino shoots are actually really fun because it's night out outfits. So that's cute. And when I'm doing those types of things, I go to Zara's.
We have Zara here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, because when I come to LA, I have to go to Zara and grab one little thing. Even though I try to buy sustainable, but sometimes it's hard to resist.
We mix it up here too.
Gotta mix it up. I know, a little bit. But yeah, and then a lot of times I'm doing the pharmaceutical stuff. So I'm dressing a doctor, and then he's with a patient, so they're in a sweater or yeah. So a lot of Target. God bless Target. I'm at Target shopping for my shoots a lot.
Do you have a favorite piece of clothing that you have designed or worked with or anything like that?
Well, I do. I love the color combination, like blue, like almost like a tealish blue, not teal, seafoam with like accents of red and white and black. I just love that combination. So when I did my line a long time ago now, that was the color palette. And so I have some pieces in my closet that I just like can't let go of, that it still brings me joy when I look at it. And it's those colors, and it's frilly and feminine.
I have the same. I started collecting some vintage clothing a couple years ago. I actually have a few Betsy Johnson pieces. I have one that I wore to my soft hop. So I was like, okay, a soft hop for you guys who are something else, but I think I was in 10th grade. I wore this black lace Betsy Johnson dress that I got at Edith's in the Northeast, and I still have it.
Oh, love that. Yeah, when I left my internship there, they gave me clothes as gifts. Oh, that's another thing that I have. When I look at it, I don't wear it as much anymore, but because it's just kind of worn out. But when I look at it, I get so happy. And that was about 10 years ago.
I bought a piece on Melrose when I first got here to LA at the Melrose Betsy Johnson store, and I just sold it on Poshmark last week for $50.
Yeah.
It was.
Poshmark, I heard, is.
It was
really
an exquisite piece, and I am really careful with fibers and care and everything, so it lasted no problem. So, do you think it's better to work with freelance or with a company for your line of work?
Freelance. I've done it all, and it seems like you can make the most money freelance.
Do you use social media to show off some of your work?
Social media is huge. I feel like Instagram's a really big tool and a really big part of why I'm so successful in my shoots, because people can go check out your portfolio really quickly. And yeah, Instagram, yeah.
A
lot of work from Instagram, which goes back to doing the test shoots. Like those creative test shoots, they're just fun, give you experience, and also material for social media. It's worth it.
Right, like your content. And so that way it's almost like a modern portfolio for you now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal.
I think about the binders that we used to put together.
Big, black.
In the fashion industry. Yeah, everybody had like a binder of their work, whatever they were doing.
Work.
Everybody had
it was fun, though.
It was fun. Oh my gosh, I think I still have a few of my binders. I would put together all kinds of crazy collages too. Did you do collages from magazines?
Yeah, they had us do that in school. Like a lot of our collages were just like different fabrics and
Yeah. We
and
used to do that in the fashion marketing class, but now magazines are a little bit harder to come by.
Yeah.
Plus the environment. We're all very environmentally conscious in the classroom. And I heard a statistic that magazines are going away within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Print.
I hate to say it, but I
Yeah. Do you think your work schedule is pretty flexible?
There are times that work gets so crazy and so overwhelming. Can you tell them I'll be there in 1 second? Sometimes when you're juggling a big shoot and multiple shoots, like I find myself shopping late, waking up really early, doing a little prep, going to the shoot. Shoots start early, usually. They start at like 7. And photo shoots are a weird industry. It's like, if you're on time, you're late. You never are late for a photo shoot.
Right.
So, and they start early because they're 12 hours, sometimes 10, but yeah, 10 minimum. Photo shoots are long days.
10 hours.
So if I have a photo shoot and it's a big one, I'm kind of just like immersed in that. But it is cool because I can also, on the set days, I'm on set all day. But on my shop days, my prep days, because you're making mood boards to show them your direction. Shop days, prep days, return days, wrap days, like all that stuff, a lot of flexibility. And the day rate in a photo shoot is pretty good once you're a little bit more experienced. So you have a lot of flexibility there too. You don't necessarily have to work 40 hours a week.
Right.
Project by project. So when it's a project, you end up just kind of making a little bit more money, which is why freelance is better.
I have about 3 more questions. And maybe I could weave 2 together. What does your daily work day look like? And what's the hardest part of your job? You can mesh those.
So the hardest part of the job is the pressure, because photo shoots are expensive, especially if it's like a pharmaceutical. Like, they are very serious about everything that they are doing. And a lot of money goes into the lighting, the equipment, especially and video, if you're doing video and film, print.
Hey, hi Asher. Is that Isaac? Hi Isaac.
This is my gorgeous Isaac, my little rock and roll dude. So yeah, photo shoots, they just cost a ton of money. So
it's pressure.
The art directors, doesn't matter how experienced you are, like, they want to know that you're getting the right thing, because if we put all this together for a shoot and then we don't have like a piece of clothing that they needed, or it doesn't fit right, the whole shoot's ruined. So there's a lot of pressure, which you get used to, and I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me. But yeah, it's usually the way that I handle that pressure is just to show them what I have in advance so that they have any feedback. And then going into the shoot, they're relaxed because they know what I have. And then I'm relaxed because I know that it's approved. But yeah, there's just as long as you let them know what you have, then it's good. But yeah, there's pressure for sure.
Well, since we saw Isaac, maybe you could tell us about your project, your current project, and any future goals, and that'll probably be it for today.
Okay, so yeah, whenever there's a recession, my industry of doing marketing kind of does get cut down. I've been here before in 2009 or whenever the last recession was. So, and right now, obviously, no one's really doing shoots. But I needed a creative outlet, and we just wanted to think of a way that we could be helpful. So we came up with a new business to deliver flowers, really, really pretty flowers, just to send an act of kindness from one person to another was our original mission, just to kind of put a smile on people's face, because I had a friend bring me 3 white roses, and it made me so happy because we couldn't get anything else in the beginning of this, and it inspired me and the boys to want to spread that happiness to others with some beautiful flowers. So we decided to do a flower fundraiser, and it's pretty much all the boys' concept. They did the website and everything, and we get flowers from a local farm, and they're really special flowers. And then, yeah, people are ordering them, and then we deliver them. And it was only day 6, and someone posted it on social media, and we ended up blowing up in one day. And I was like, okay, it's week 1. I thought we were gonna like just inch into this, but now it's like full blown. We're only in like week 2.5, but it's a thing, and we're really happy. And all of the proceeds are going to Philadelphia COVID Relief Fund. So from Earth Day, our first day, to Mother's Day, the boys raised $1,000. So we're gonna do our donation to them tomorrow. I'm so excited.
So adorable.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them.
Thanks.
So I will link your Instagram down below, but if you want to say what it is and if you want to share the nonprofit you're doing now, go ahead.
Okay. And also my website too, because my website's like a little bit more of my portfolio, and you can see like the test shoots and the creative stuff that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So that's ChristieProud.com, which is ChristieProud. And then my Instagram is Christie Proud Stylist. And then Love Brothers, which is my new business since I'm not doing styling right now, lovebrothersPHL.com. And that's for Philly, Love Brothers PHL. And it's the same handle for Instagram. And so if you want to see some really cute, adorable little faces, like my little Isaac and Asher handing out flowers, so cute.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.